Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, we are coming off the All-Star break. The Cubs placed two players on the National League All-Star game. Kris Bryant, starting third baseman for the National League, and Chris Archer, who has been red hot out of the Cubs rotation, was also named to the National League All-Star pitching staff. Coming out of the All-Star break, the Cubs are on a 4-game losing streak, having lost their last 3 in Atlanta. 6 games under 500, 6 games out of first, third place in the NL Central, and trailing the Cardinals by 3. This is especially critical since the Cubs, as we go over and look at their schedule, are going to have 3 games against the Reds right off the bat. This will be part of a 5-game homestand that also includes the White Sox, and then 4 games in St. Louis against the Cardinals. The next 2 weeks are going to go a long way toward determining the future of this team. Let's see what today's game has in store for us. The Cubs, who have executed a trade coming off the All-Star break, have Asdrubal Cabrera now playing second base. The Cubs sent Zach Britton and a collection of minor leaguers over to Washington in exchange for Sean Doolittle, who's going to pitch out of the bullpen, and Asdrubal Cabrera, who is going to be the Cubs' new second baseman. This is going to move Ian Happ back over into more of a utility role, and Steven Souza has been sent back down to the minors. So the Cubs line up today: Cabrera, Santana, Bryant, Ozuna, Contreras, Bradley, Bogaerts, Yu Darvish on the mound, and Jason Heyward in right. Yu Darvish is making start number 19. He is 5-8 with a 3.98 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. Probably pitched better than that 5-8 record would indicate, but maybe the second half will be different for him. He will be opposed by the Reds' Luis Castillo, who is making start number 21. He is 7-8 with a 3.92 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. The Reds lineup will be Votto, Winker, Castellanos, Suarez, Moustakas, Barnhart, Galvis, Akiyama, and Castillo. It is 72 degrees today, the wind blowing in from center at 9 mph, and it is time to get this game started. Fortunately, it looks like there is no rain in the lineup in the forecast today. Darvish is on the mound, facing the Reds' Joey Votto. Darvish, 95 innings this year, 31 walks to 100 strikeouts, and that 3.98 ERA. Really been pretty effective so far. Cubs coming in, as we saw earlier, at 45-51, trailing the first place Reds, who are 51-45. Cubs are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak and have lost 8 of 11 against the Reds this year, and a couple of them in some really disappointing ways. And there is ball 4 on a full count pitch from Yu Darvish, and Votto has a leadoff walk. Winker now the batter. He comes up with 1 strike count, and he hits a ground ball to second. Cabrera to Bogaerts, and over to Santana at first, which completes the double play. Well, Cabrera flashing the glove in his Cub debut. There are now 2 outs and nobody on, and the always dangerous Nick Castellanos coming up to bat. He was also a National League All-Star. No surprise there. 0-2 count from Darvish. And that is hit hard to center field, but Bradley tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 3. Going into the bottom of the first, we have no score in Chicago. Asdrubal Cabrera is going to lead off for the Cubs. Switch hitting Cabrera is going to step in from the left side against the righty Castillo. Full count. Waiting for the pitch. And Castillo delivers. That is strike 3 called. And Cabrera heads back to the dugout. Strikeout number 80 on the season for Castillo. And now Santana is the batter. 2-2 count to Santana. Waiting for the pitch. And that is hit hard. It is deep to right field. Looking up, and it is gone. Castellanos watches that one leave the ballpark. Danny Santana, 394 feet over the right field wall, and the Cubs take the lead 1-0. Chris Bryant now the batter. 1-2 count to Bryant. And he hits that one right up the middle. That's going to drop in for a single for Chris Bryant. So, base hit for Bryant. Puts him on as Ozuna comes up now. 1 out, 1 man on. Castillo working with another 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Ozuna chased that one that was way down and in. A sinker at 94 is always tough to handle. And now Wilson Contreras is the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. 1-2 count. And Contreras swings and misses for strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning, but they're sandwiched around a home run and a single. The Cubs strand one and take a 1-0 lead. Suarez batting for the Reds. Eugenio Suarez coming up to bat against Yu Darvish to lead off the second inning. 1-2 count from Darvish. That's a pop up to left. Bryant goes back. Bogaerts go back. And short left field, Bogaerts makes the catch for out number 1. Moustakas now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Mike Moustakas. Here's the sign and the pitch. A soft liner, and Cabrera dives and makes an excellent play at second base. Wow. That had single written all over it. And Cabrera, with an athletic play, cuts it off on the infield. Tucker Barnhart now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 strike count. And Barnhart lines that one up the middle. Bogaerts can't get to it. That's going to be a single for Tucker Barnhart with 2 outs in the second inning. First base hitter for the Reds today. Freddie Galvis now the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. 1-2 count. Darvish working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Darvish punches him out to end the inning. Got a fastball by him right there. The Reds strand one. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 Chicago. Jackie Bradley leading off for the Cubs. Bottom of the second inning. 1-2 count. Bradley swings and misses. He waved at a slider, and he heads back to the dugout. Bogaerts now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Bogaerts. That's lined right up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. He hit that one into the shift and punched it through the infield for a single. Yu Darvish now coming up. 1 out, 1 man on. Darvish with a very respectable 8 for 24 this year with 4 RBIs. Man, 2-2 count. Darvish swings and misses for strike 3. Castillo records strikeout number 5. And here's Jason Hayward. 2 outs, 1 man on. 1-2 count to Hayward. And that's popped up to left. This is going to be the first out that's not a strikeout in this game. That is caught for out number 3 as Winker puts it away. So, the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. It is 1-0 going to the top of the third. Akiyama leading off for the Reds. Top of the third inning. Full count pitch from Darvish. And here it comes. Grounder to short. Bogaerts has it, throws to first for out number 1. Castillo now batting. 1 out, nobody on. 2-0 count. Castillo waiting for the pitch. That's a grounder to third. Bryant scoops it up, throws to first, and that is out number 2. Darvish now working to Votto. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the third inning, 1 ball count. And that's a grounder directly to first. This time Santana picks it up himself and steps on the base. That is out number 3. 3 ground balls and 3 outs in order for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 1-0 Cubs. As Asdrubal Cabrera is coming back up to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the third inning. He is 0 for 1 today. 1 strike pitch. from Castillo. Here it comes. Grounder to second. The throw goes to first, and Cabrera is retired for out number 1. Santana now batting. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count. Santana waiting for the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was up, and he swung under it. So Chris Bryant now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 count to Chris Bryant. Bryant hits it on the ground to short. The throw goes to first, and Bryant is retired for out number 3. Cubs are set down in order in the third. We go to the top of the fourth. It is a 1-0 game at Wrigley. Winker the batter. Leading off for the Reds, 3-1 pitch. And he pops it up to center. Bradley taking a few steps, adjusting and making the catch for out number 1. I think the wind had something to do with knocking that one down. Castellanos now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count. Castellanos waiting for the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is strikeout number 2 on the day for Yu Darvish. And now Suarez is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Darvish working first pitch. Popped up behind second. That may drop. It's kind of in no man's land, and it falls in for a single. So that is a base hit for Suarez. And now Moustakas comes up with 2 outs and 1 man on. First pitch to Moustakas. Lined up the middle again. Can't get to it. The runner on first goes to third. The throw goes to third. And he is safe at third base. Suarez advances first to third on the single from Moustakas, and now, with 2 outs, the Reds have runners on the corners, and Tucker Barnhart is the batter. Darvish trying to work his way out of this inning. 1 ball count to Barnhart. Popped up to left. Ozuna coming in. I think this is going to end the inning. He makes the catch. That is out number 3. So the Reds get 2 runners, but they strand them both. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 1-0 Cubs. Ozuna, after making the last out in the top half of the inning, is now going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the inning. 2-2 count. Ozuna waiting for the pitch. Popped up third base side, foul territory. Put away for out number 1. Contreras now batting. 1-2 count to Contreras. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Contreras heads back to the dugout. He is strikeout victim number 7 on the day for Castillo. And now Jackie Bradley is the batter. 1-2 count to Bradley. And that is lined to right. That is going to be caught by Castellanos for out number 3. Well, the Cubs are set down in order again. We go to the top of the 5th. It is 1-0 Chicago. Galvis leading off for the Reds, top of the 5th inning. Darvish working on a shutout. And here's a bunt attempt. Darvish grabs it, throws to first, and he is thrown out. Galvis was trying to bunt for a single, but he is retired by about 2 steps over at first base. Akiyama now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike count to Akiyama. Grounder to second. As Drupal Cabrera has it, he throws to first, and that is out number 2. Castillo now the batter. The pitcher Castillo, 3 for 42 this year, coming up with 2 outs and a 1-1 count. And that's a liner up the middle. That is his 4th hit of the season, I believe, for Luis Castillo. So he's on first with a single with 2 outs. Oh, and Yu Darvish appears to be hurt. The trainer is examining him, and he is going to be taken out of this ball game. Wow. So Casey Sadler is coming in to pitch. Do we have an update on Yu Darvish? What is his status? Yu Darvish is out. We do not have a diagnosis. Well, we'll have to keep you up to date on that, see if he's going to miss his next start or not. So Casey Sadler coming in to pitch. In the 5th inning, there are 2 outs and a runner on first, and Joey Votto is the batter. 1-2 count. Votto waiting for the pitch from Sadler. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Votto is sent packing on the fastball. So, Sadler gets out of the inning. The Cubs preserve the lead. It is now 1-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. Bogaerts leading off for the Cubs in the 5th, facing Castillo, who's got 75 pitches. 1-ball count to Bogaerts. Here it comes. And that is popped up to center. That is going to be playable, hanging up there a long time, and making the catch is Akiyama for out number 1. Sadler now batting, 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Sadler. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is strikeout number 8 on the day for Luis Castillo. And now Jason Heyward is batting, 2 outs, nobody on. 1-ball count to Jason Heyward. Here it comes. Heyward pops it up to right, deep but playable on the warning track, and Castellanos tracks it down for out number 3. We go to the top of the 6th inning. As the Cubs are retired in order, it is 1-0 Chicago. Jesse Winker is the batter. Top of the 6th. 1-0 Cub lead. And Sadler working with a 1-1 count. There's a grounder to second. Cabrera has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Sadler now working to Castellanos. With a 2-0 count. 1 out. And there's a grounder to third. Bryant has it. Throws to first for out number 2. Suarez now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. Suarez waiting for the pitch. Here's a 2-2 count. And that is popped up to center. That'll be playable. Knocked down by the wind once again. And caught on the warning track by Bradley for out number 3. So the Reds are retired in order. And the Cubs go to the bottom of the 6th, ahead 1-0. Castillo working to Cabrera, 85 pitches to his name so far. And here is the pitch. That is going to be lined over the second baseman's head into right field. That'll be a single, and that is Asdrubal Cabrera's first base hit as a Cub. So Danny Santana coming now. He has accounted for the game's only run so far with a solo shot in the bottom of the 1st inning. Cubs trying to add to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a 1-2 pitch. And there's a pickoff throw down to first, and Votto pulled his foot off the bag. So that is going to be, Cabrera is safe over at first, and Santana continues to bat. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Santana. Strike 3 called on the inside part of the plate. Santana is just shaking his head on his way back to the dugout. Nothing he could have done with that one. Bryant now batting. 1 out, 1 man on. Chris Bryant facing Luis Castillo. 1-2 count. Bryant knocks that one into right field. That's going to be another base hit. Cabrera rounding second, but he is going to hold. And so the Cubs now have first and second with 1 out. Ozuna the batter. 1 out, 2 men on. Cubs trying to add to a 1-0 lead. Full count pitch to Ozuna. That is inside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded. There is 1 out in the inning. And Wilson Contreras is the batter. And the Reds are going to bring in a relief pitcher. This is Robert Stevenson coming in out of the bullpen. He has thrown 41 innings this year. 20 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 5.05 ERA. He comes in with the bases loaded. 1 out, the Reds at a 1-0 deficit. The infield is drawn in. The Reds trying to hold them right here. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Wilson Contreras. Looking for the sign. And Contreras hits a very weak ground ball. There's no play at the home, and then there's no play at first. The pitcher, Stevenson, was very slow to react to that, and Contreras somehow incredibly beats out an infield single. RBI number 32 for him on the season, and it is now 2-0 Cubs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jackie Bradley now batting. Bases still loaded, still only 1 man out. The infield is still drawn in. And here's a 1-2 count. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Bradley heads back to the dugout. Struck out on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 2 outs. Bases full of Cubs. Trying to add to a 2-0 lead. Full count pitch. Bogaerts waiting. That is high. It is ball 4, and the run is forced in as Bogaerts, with a good eye, draws the walk. The Cubs now extend their lead to 3-0. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter. Mike Tauchman, the lefty, is going to face the righty Stevenson in the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the 6th inning. The bases are loaded. There are 2 outs. Tauchman waiting for the 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. That is low for ball 4, and another run is walked in. Nice eye right there by Mike Tauchman to draw the walk, and now the score is 4-0 Cubs. Jason Heyward batting with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Cubs have scored 3 in this inning. Here's a 1-ball count to Heyward. There's a line drive down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Second runner coming around. He is sliding into home and he is safe. And it is 6-0 Chicago as Jason Heyward delivers a 2-out, 2-run RBI single. Nice piece of clutch hitting right there by Jason Heyward. And now Asdrubal Cabrera is the batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Cubs have scored 5 in this inning. Cabrera waiting for the 3-1 pitch from Stevenson. That is inside. It is ball 4, and Cabrera heads down to first to load the bases once again. Danny Santana now the batter. He comes up with 2 outs. The bases still loaded. 5 runs in this inning. And a 1-1 pitch. That's a line drive up the middle. That's going to be another base hit. 1 run scores. Another runner comes around. The throw comes home. He slides and he is safe. It is 8-0 Cubs, as that is a 2-out RBI single for Danny Santana. And now the Reds are going to bring in a different relief pitcher. R.J. Alanis is coming in to pitch for the Reds. He is actually brand new in the Reds bullpen. He has only thrown 4 innings, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, has not allowed an earned run. He comes into an 8-0 game with 2 outs and 2 men on base, trying to prevent these inherited runners from scoring. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Chris Bryant. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Alanis gets out of the inning. The Cubs score 7 times in the inning. So if we do the math, they scored 7, they got 3 outs, and left 2 men on base, which means they sent 12 batters up to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to the top of the 7th, it is an 8-0 Cub lead. Derek Dietrich is now the new pinch hitter for the Reds. He's going to come up against the new Cub pitcher, Sammy Tuivailala. Sammy T is coming in to work in this game. He has made 23 innings this year, 10 walks to 21 strikeouts, and a 5.09 ERA. He is going to face the pinch hitter Dietrich and then Barnhart and Galvis here in the top of the 7th inning. Full count pitch, Sammy T working, looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. There's a grounder to third. Bryant has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Tucker Barnhart now the batter. 1 out. Nobody on. 3-1 count. Barnhart waiting for the pitch. That is outside for ball 4, and Sammy T lost him. So that's going to be a 1-out walk for Tucker Barnhart, and it'll bring up Freddie Galvis. Galvis 0 for 2 today. Waiting for the 0-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 swinging. So that is 2 outs now in the inning. Runner still on first. And Mike Lorenzen is going to be the pinch hitter for the Reds. This is the second pinch hitter they've used in this inning. Lorenzen comes up with 2 outs and 1 man on. Reds trailing by 8. 0-2 pitch from Sammy T. There's a liner up the middle. Bogaerts dives and he cannot get it. That's a single for Lorenzen. And that is a 2-out base hit, which will put runners on first and second. Nick Senzel is now going to be another pinch hitter. He is going to come in for the pitcher's spot in the top of the 7th inning with 2 outs, 2 men on. 1-1 pitch to Nick Senzel. And that's another base hit. That's lined over the shortstop into center field. Bradley picks it up. He throws home. The runner is coming home. He slides, and he is safe. So Barnhart scores. The Reds are on the board on a 2-out RBI single in the top of the 7th inning. It is 8-1 Chicago. And now Curt Casali is going to be the batter. This is the 4th pinch hitter of the inning for the Reds. Casali coming up with 2 outs, 2 men on. Reds trying to chip into the 7-run Cub lead. 2-2 pitch. Sammy T working. Strike 3 on the check swing, and he is sent packing. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 8-1 Cubs. And our guest conductor for the 7th inning stretch is going to be none other than Ringo Starr. The Reds are going to bring a new relief pitcher in. Cody Reed, the lefty, is going to come out of the Reds bullpen. He has thrown 8 1/3 innings, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts, 6.48 ERA. He's getting some mop-up work today, as the Cubs are going to send a pinch hitter, Josh Phegley, up to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Phegley, the righty, will pinch hit against the lefty Reed. 2-1 count. Phegley waiting for the pitch. And he lines that one down the right field line. That's going all the way to the wall for extra bases. Phegley rounds first. He's heading to second. He's going to slide into second safely with a double. Leadoff double in the bottom of the 7th for Josh Phegley. And now Wilson Contreras is going to be the batter. With nobody out and a runner in scoring position. 1-strike pitch to Wilson Contreras. Here it comes. Contreras pops that one up to right center field. It looks playable as Akiyama calls off Castellanos and makes the catch. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Lorenzen now. They made a switch, and Lorenzen is now in center field instead of Akiyama. So Phegley is still on second, unable to tag up, and Jackie Bradley is the new batter. With 1 out, 1 man on, full count pitch to Jackie Bradley. Inside for ball 4. Bradley shows a good eye and draws the walk. Xander Bogaerts now batting with 2 men on and 1 out, and Bogaerts waiting for the 1-1 pitch. And that is hit hard to left field. That might be, it could be, it is gone. Winker just watches it fly past. 407 feet for Xander Bogaerts, and the Cubs now own an 11-1 lead. I don't know if this makes up for all the drubbings we've taken at the hands of the Reds this season, but it sure feels good. Nico Hoerner now the batter. 1 out, nobody on base. Reed working to Hoerner. First pitch. Here it comes. Hoerner lines that one into center field. That's going to be another base hit. He's going to stop at first with a single. And now Jason Heyward is the batter. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs today. Heyward coming up to the plate. 1 ball count. And there's a grounder to second. Throw goes to short. The relay to first, and that is an inning-ending double play. Well, Jason Heyward grounds out into a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. The Cubs, however, get a 3-run home run to increase the lead 11-1. Strop now coming in to pitch for the Cubs in the top of the 8th inning. Strop has kind of been the missing man in the bullpen lately. We haven't seen much of him. He comes in. He has thrown 27 2/3, 9 walks, 33 strikeouts, and a 4.23 ERA. He is going to work in the top of the 8th inning against Winker, Castellanos, and Suarez. Full count pitch. Strop looking for the sign and delivering the pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Cabrera has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Castellanos now the batter. with 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch from Strop. That is inside for ball 4. Castellanos shows patience, draws the walk. 33 walks on the season for him. And now, Eugenio Suarez, 1 for 3 today, stepping in against Strop. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 count. Strop working. There's a check swing, strike 3. Strop got him with the sinker for out number 2. Dietrich now the batter. Derek Dietrich comes up with 2 outs and 1 man on. And a full count pitch. And there's a pop up to left. Ozuna heading toward the line. It looks playable, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Reds strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 11-0 Cubs. Asdrubal Cabrera is the batter. Bottom of the 8th inning. Still working against Cody Reed. Reed apparently is going to be the sacrificial lamb in the Reds pitching staff today, as that is a hard hit ball to center field. That is over Lorenzen's head and goes to the wall. Extra bases on the lead-off double, and that is going to put Cabrera on second base. Santana now the batter. Nobody out, runner in scoring position. He is 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs today. 3-1 pitch to Danny Santana. That is outside for ball 4. Santana heads down to first. Cubs have first and second, nobody out. And Chris Bryant's the batter. 1-1 count to Chris Bryant. Oh, and he is hit. Bryant is hit in the shoulder, and he heads down to first. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. And now, mercifully, the Reds manager brings in a different pitcher. Amir Garrett is coming into pitch. 27 1/3 innings he has thrown this year. 20 walks, 32 strikeouts. And at over a run an inning, his ERA clocks in at 9.55. So he comes in, he has inherited 3 runners and nobody out, and Josh Phegley is the batter. So let's see what Garrett can do here. 1-1 count. Garrett looking for the sign and the pitch. That's a liner up the middle. That's a base hit. That's going to drive in at least 1 run. Second runner coming around third. He slides and he is safe. And the Cubs now are up 13-1. Phegley delivers on a 2 RBI single. And now Contreras is the batter. Contreras is in here with nobody out, 2 men on. Cubs scored twice already this inning. Contreras waiting for the first pitch. And that's lined into left field. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder for another base hit. The runner rounds third. He is heading home. He slides and he is safe. And Bryant scores run number 14 on the day for the Cubs. Jackie Bradley now the batter. With nobody out, runners on first and second, and a 2-1 count. And Bradley crushes that one. Out to the right field bleachers. Castellanos watches it go as Jackie Bradley hit a 403-foot home run out to the right field seats. It is now 17-1 as the Cubs have just kicked a field goal to extend the lead. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. Nobody out, nobody on, 6 runs already in. Amir Garrett continuing to work for the Reds. Here's a 2-2 count. I guess Garrett has a clean slate to work with now. Let's see if he does any better. There's a grounder to third. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 1 as Bogaerts is retired. Ian Happ is now going to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. He comes in with 1 out, nobody on. Stepping in from the right side against the lefty Garrett. And here's a 1-ball count. And there's a grounder to short. The throw goes to first, and he is retired for out number 2. So Jason Heyward now steps up, 1 for 4 today with 2 RBIs. He comes up with 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 count to Jason Heyward. And Heyward takes inside for ball 4. So Garrett issuing a 2-out walk. Bringing up Asdrubal Cabrera, 2 for 4 today, with 2 outs and 1 man on. 2-2 count to Asdrubal Cabrera. There's a grounder to third. The throw goes to first, and the Cubs are retired in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we go to the top of the 9th. It is 17-1 in favor of the Cubs. Jonathan Loaiza is going to come in to pitch the 9th inning for the Cubs. He is going to face Barnhart, Galvis, and Lorenzen, the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the Reds lineup. So, top of the 9th inning, full count, payoff pitch from Jonathan Loaiza. And here it comes. That is inside for ball 4 as Tucker Barnhart heads down to first, and now Freddie Galvis is the batter. 1-2 count to Freddie Galvis. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Loaiza strikes him out for his first K of the day. And now he's going to face Lorenzen with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was in the dirt, but Fegley blocked it. And that is out number 2. Nick Senzel is now the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. Reds down by 16 in the top of the 9th inning. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Cubs punctuate that win with a couple of strikeouts in the top of the 9th inning. That is 17-1 in favor of the Cubs. 17 runs on only 15 hits to the Reds' 1 run on 6 hits. The Cubs improved to 46-51 while the Reds dropped to 51-46. The player of the game today is the Cubs' Xander Bogaerts. His line for the day, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs. And in today's game, we saw Danny Santana, Jackie Bradley, and Xander Bogaerts all hit home runs today. Yu Darvish leaving the game with an injury. It's undetermined the extent of his injury, but he was just 1 out short of recording the win in today's game. Casey Sadler is actually credited with the win. And then Luis Castillo on the Reds side gets the loss. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk to 9 strikeouts. And the Reds bullpen really failed them in some significant ways today. Stevenson, Reed, and Garrett all gave up at least 3 runs in relief. Well, this has been fun today. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.